But first, here's a look at the top 6 stories we're working on for the NBC6 News at 5. It is a wrap on opening arguments in the second impeachment trial for Donald Trump. And House managers recounted the violent insurrection on Capitol Hill in their case against the former president.
People are badly hurt when an armed carjacking and shooting leads to a crash, and it looks like children were caught in the middle. We're live at 5 with the latest.
And a local veteran's journey to get the COVID-19 vaccine after waiting for a leftover dose. NBC6 investigators have his story.
Republicans are taking aim at the Biden administration following reports of possible COVID travel restrictions in Florida. At 5, reaction from both sides of the aisle, including from the White House.
And Sunday marks 3 years since the shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School. At 5 o'clock, we talked to teachers who have since left the school and why they made that decision to move on.
And it's been 2 years since a South Florida child suffered burns over nearly half of her body when she accidentally set herself on fire. At 5:30, a look at her long road to recovery, plus information on how you can help your child not become a burn victim.
Those stories and much more coming up on the NBC6 News at 5. But up next, why experts say this Valentine's Day more people are spending more money on flowers than ever before.
I like it.
The top 6 is sponsored by FDOT. When walking, always use the sidewalk or walk against the direction of traffic a safe distance from the road. Visit alerttodayflorida.com for more.
Welcome back. Okay, in today's survey, we asked, where do you think you're more likely to contract COVID-19? Sorry, my mic just picked up. Here's where you think you're likely to contract it. 47% of you say around your friends and your family. Thank you, everybody, for your input. Valentine's Day is this Sunday, and there is a big rush to get those flowers to your someone special. And this year, Cupid is sending more gifts by mail than ever before. For NBC6, Carrie Sanders got a behind-the-scenes look at how they get it done on time at Miami International Airport. Cool story, watch.
Our gestures of love and affection begin on flower farms like this one in Ecuador. Within just hours of being cut, the blooms from South and Central America and Mexico that will make up almost every bouquet in our country this Valentine's Day are at Miami International Airport, where a coordinated high-speed ballet is more accelerated this year than ever.
Right now, what we're seeing is a 48% increase in flower boxes from last year to this year.
48%.
48%.
And how much does the pandemic have to do with that?
We're all tying this back to the pandemic.
Shops like Extra Touch Flowers in Palm Beach County, Florida, which has hired on 21 extra people this Valentine's Day, say customers wary of coronavirus and enclosed spaces are skipping traditional romantic dinners.
They're spending more money on the flowers because they're not going out to dinner.
The statistics tell the story. UPS adding 73 flights to bring in 91 million stems, 21 million more than pre-pandemic. That's 850,000 more boxes of flowers than a year ago. U.S. Customs agents spot check the shipments for illegal drugs and bugs.
They look for pests and diseases that can be included in this type of shipments.
It's a fast turnaround. The flowers are kept in giant coolers at Miami International for 3 hours before moving back out to florists around the country, arriving only 24 to 48 hours after they were first cut.
The pressure is on.
Pressure is absolutely on, but we're ready for this.
It's cold in here. I've got my gloves, my hat on. Look at you.
We keep moving. We keep moving. We're moving at the speed of business.
Among those at the controls of the cargo planes, Captain Bud Potts. He used to fly FA-18 Hornets.
Former Navy pilot, you had a lot of missions. What about this mission?
This mission is very important to me. It's important to all of us here in Miami and throughout, because we know we're bringing happiness to many people who need it this year.
A much-needed reason to smile during our pandemic Valentine's Day.
I sure do hope my fiance put in the order for flowers. At least a good dinner. That's it for the NBC6 News at 4. The news at 5 starts right now.
Now at 5, the second impeachment trial of former President Trump continues on Capitol Hill. Democrats wrapping up their opening arguments as they try to rekindle memories of the horror for senators and the nation.
After talks of more travel restrictions, Governor Ron DeSantis already pushing back, while the White House tries to set the record straight what they had to say.
And icy roads lead to a chaotic and deadly morning commute in Texas. About 100 cars piled up on the highway. Shocking video of one of those crashes.
live. The news on NBC 6 at 5 starts now.
You know, I'm not afraid of Donald Trump running again in 4 years. I'm afraid he's going to run again and lose, because he can do this again.
Today in the Senate floor, House managers argued for a conviction, and tomorrow it's President Trump's defense team's turn to make their case. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jackie Nesbral.
And I'm Dewan Schrader. Thank you for joining us. Let's go to NBC 6's Steve Litz for the latest out of Washington. Steve. Okay, right now we're following some breaking news. This is on Alligator Alley of a rollover accident, and it involves a UPS truck. As you see, the center and the left lanes are both blocked. As you see there, the right-hand lane, the traffic is moving slowly, but again, a rollover accident happening there.
Yeah, this is on I-75 northbound at Indian Trace, heading west towards Alligator Alley, as Jawan just mentioned. As you can see, some lanes are blocked due to that overturned truck. And of course, once again, this is a UPS driver, a UPS truck. The driver was airlifted to the hospital. That's what we can report right now. But as you can imagine, just a nightmare there on Alligator Alley and I-75. We will continue to follow this breaking news story for you here on NBC 6.
Still ahead here on NBC 6, a local veteran's journey to get the COVID-19 vaccine after waiting for a leftover dose. NBC 6 investigators have his story at 6.
And danger on the job. A construction worker killed in Oakland Park. We're live at 5:30 with what led to the deadly accident. But first,
3 years later, and the trauma is still fresh for some of the teachers who once taught in that building behind me here at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. We're going to talk to some who left because they couldn't handle that pressure anymore. Coming up, stay with us.
All right, good afternoon. I'm meteorologist Steve McLaughlin. We continue with a stretch of very warm and sticky weather right now, upper 70s to around 80 degrees. Very rare for 5 o'clock in the afternoon on February 11th, but more is to come. We've got your full forecast in just a couple minutes.
It's a sport of tradition, passed down for generations. It teaches us and inspires us. Live the action of South Florida Youth Soccer with Champions Soccer Edition on NBC 6.
Sponsored by Publix.
NBC 6 First Alert Weather, certified most accurate 7 years in a row.
And I used to work at that station in Dallas-Fort Worth, and I can tell you that they are having some of the coldest weather they have seen on record for February going on right now. That is that bitterly cold air pouring in from Canada, while we back home here in South Florida have temperatures in the 80s. This is day 6 of temperatures in the 80s, and we have at least another 6 or 7 days before we start to see a cold front. But 81 was our official high in Miami. Normal high temperature is 78 degrees and just humid enough outside. Not oppressively humid, not summertime humidity. It actually feels really nice, but just humid enough. We have a feels like temperature or a heat index a couple of degrees above where our actual temperature is. So 78 feels like 80 in Miami, 78 feels like 80 in Fort Lauderdale, and 80 feels like 84 down in Key West. Beautiful evening, 75, a bit on the sticky side. More fog tomorrow morning. Another warm start at 71 and 83 tomorrow afternoon. We were just talking about Dallas-Fort Worth. Check it out. It feels like 16 degrees there right now. Our feels like temperature 80 up to the north. Just dangerous and ridiculous. Minus 28 is your feels like temperature Billings and in Bismarck. And that is the core of the cold air. Will the cold air come down toward us? Well, not for the next week. This is Tuesday. Notice how the cold air tries to move down toward Atlanta. Watch what happens. Turns right back around a few days later. Okay, a week from tomorrow, finally, that cold air comes into Florida. That will be our next chance at getting a cold front. So next Friday into the weekend. The other way we can see that is with our humidity map. This is this weekend, dark shades of green. It's going to be muggy. And watch a front next week try to come down, but never make it. That's next Wednesday. However, a few days later, watch the refreshing air come in right there. So that is next weekend. So between now and next Thursday, the next 7 days, just about stay the same as where we are right now. And then finally, our next cold front. So you wake up tomorrow morning, 71, some fog, mostly sunny in the afternoon. Just like today, only a 10% rain chance. So other than a passing sprinkle, we're dry, 83. Saturday's rain chances up to 20%, Sunday up to 30%. But look at the temperatures. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, 85 degrees. And we are hot and humid through next Thursday. Colder weather after next Thursday.
Looking forward to that, Steve. Thanks. Well, in the 3 years since the massacre at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School, at least 10 of the 30 teachers who worked inside the building where the shooting happened have left the school. Some have moved away from South Florida, but as Ari Adzer shows us, no matter how far they go, Parkland is always right behind them.
Live, the news on NBC 6 at 5:30 starts now.
Now at 5:30, yet another deadly construction accident in South Florida. Broward deputies say a worker in Oakland Park died due to a beam becoming dislodged and falling on top of him. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Jackie Nesbro.
And I'm Jawan Strader. Good evening. NBC 6's Amanda Placencia is live in Oakland Park with more for us. Amanda, what have you been able to confirm from deputies?
Well, Jawan, what I can tell you is that it was a tough scene here in Oakland Park. There was a steel fabrication company, but then tragedy struck as PSO confirms that a worker was killed while on the job.
Okay, right after the break, check your candles because one South Florida family is not lighting their candle anytime soon.
Find out how this woman claims her candle exploded and what the company is saying about the incident.
Then watch the moment a yacht in Florida begins sinking.
And for every peeping Tom out there, there's this, a mama bull. You get the horns. The story next.
That is not Steve McLaughlin, but I like her. I like her a lot.
Unveiling of a new digital tool that will likely help a lot of people. Vaccine eligibility requirements vary state by state, and the path to vaccination has been filled with frustration and confusion. So what if you could get an alert so you know it's your turn and where to go to get your shot? Well, now you can. Comcast NBC Universal is launching a one-stop destination to help you. It's called planyourvaccine.com, and NBC6 anchor Chris Anderson shows us how it works.
Plan Your Vaccine, the interactive destination with everything you need to know about getting vaccinated. Let me show you how it works. You want to start first by selecting your state, in our case, Florida. Then you want to put in your occupation and your age group. Also, make sure you click the box that says whether you have any high-risk health concerns. Then click here to track it all. Easily learn the distribution timeline in Florida or any other state you choose, who is eligible now and who's up next. Hover over the state and you'll see the percentage of people who have been vaccinated and how much of the allotted vaccines have been used. Another useful feature, this interactive map. All you have to do is plug in your zip code and it will automatically show you the closest vaccination sites. Just be sure to call ahead to make sure they have supply available. One more important feature, you can enter your email to sign up for alerts as changes are made to vaccination plans. The site also breaks down all the information on how to make an appointment, what to bring, and any rules you need to know. And you can do that for as many states as you need. So if you want to help your parents plan their vaccine and they're in another state, you can sign up and also get alerts for them. Plan Your Vaccine is available in English, Spanish, and Mandarin, and you can find it by going through our website, NBC6.com. In the newsroom, Chris Anderson, NBC6.
And that'll do it for the NBC6 News at 5:30.
Yeah, but don't go anywhere. The news at 6 starts now. Now at 6, more people in South Florida getting the COVID vaccine as grocery stores start offering them.
Democrats wrapping their impeachment case against former President Donald Trump. Up next, it's the former president's defense attorney's turn. We have a recap.
And as we get closer to the 3-year mark of the MSD shooting, 2 Parkland parents are sending shame cards to lawmakers.
Live, the news on NBC 6 at 6 starts now.
Now at 6, grocery stores in South Florida are finally starting to give the COVID vaccine. This is a look at the first shot given at Fresco y Mas in Miami.
Walmart and Sam's Clubs will begin vaccinations tomorrow. Good evening. Thank you for joining us again. I'm Jawan Strader.
And I'm Jackie Nesbro. Tonight, we're also learning Broward is considering bringing back a curfew as we get closer to spring break.
Let's get right out to NBC6 reporter Marissa back live in Fort Lauderdale with more. Marissa.
Well, Jawan and Jackie, there are some good signs out there. We're seeing some numbers trending downward. The positivity rate, especially here in Broward County, as well as overall cases. Those numbers are starting to move downward, but local leaders are saying that is definitely not a reason to let your guard down, especially as we're seeing a lot of people visiting this area. Take a look. This is Fort Lauderdale Beach right now. A fair amount of people out here right now enjoying the weather, which I have to say feels especially nice at the moment. And with With spring break on the horizon, local leaders really want people to take extra special precautions in the weeks moving forward. What will spring break look like this year in Broward County? Several colleges up north have canceled it this year to prevent students from traveling and bringing the virus back to campus. Still, Broward County leaders are bracing for crowds. Mayor Steve Geller isn't discouraging college students from coming down to South Florida altogether, but he is pushing for them to follow safety rules.
NBC 6 First Alert Weather certified most accurate 7 years in a row.
Well, ever since we got into this more humid and warm pattern, it seems like every day is similar to the previous day. And frankly, that's the way it's going to be for the next couple of days here in South Florida. Now, you know that parts of the country are in the icebox right now with well below average temperatures. Big dip in the jet stream there in the central part of the U.S. We, though, continue with above average temperatures, and that is going to continue. So we're tied with Phoenix right now, for example, with the warmest temperature in the entire country, while it's well below zero there in the northern plains and parts of the Great Lakes. 81 was the high today, 73 the low last night, so not too bad for the high in terms of comparison to our normal high, but the low, goodness me, 11 degrees above normal, our low temperature this morning. Temperatures right now are pleasant. Can't say they're not. Temperature 76 in many locations, 78 rather in Key West. We have an onshore wind flow, east to southeast flow. That's part of the reason that temperatures are not getting too terribly hot during the day, staying in the low to mid 80s. But again, fronts are going to stay away from us for the foreseeable future. Even that low pressure system you see developing there in the Gulf of Mexico would not be able to bring a front our way. So as we look at Friday, we're looking at some clouds. The chance of rain is present in the forecast. It's low. It's a 10% chance. We will see a bit of a higher rain chance as we head into the weekend. So tonight, very similar to the last few nights. Very mild, no colder than 71, patchy fog forming late tonight. And then for tomorrow, I'm looking at the fog dissipating early in the day, lots of sun, a few scattered clouds. Can't rule out a shower, although the rain chance in any one location is no greater than 10 or 15%. So over the weekend, rain chances ramp up only modestly. 20% chance Saturday, 30% on Sunday, but we know it'll be warm and humid, and that humidity and warmth continues into next week every day with at least a small risk of some rain showers.
All right, John, thank you. Well, tonight, Coral Gables is getting lit. Yeah, not the way you may be thinking. The city is launching a new public art installation called Illuminate Coral Gables.
It looks fantastic. NBC6 reporter Stephanie Bertini is in the City Beautiful to show us how it all looks.
It's day one of an art event spanning across Coral Gables. It'll last until mid-March.
Get ready for Illuminate Coral Gables. The streets will be transformed into an outdoor museum. Expect interactive art, video projections, and light sculptures.
We hope you, your siblings, your teachers, your neighbors, and your parents all come out to see it, because you know what? You may be a part of our show.
Kids are being asked to make kites as part of the art event under the direction of an expert.
So I'd love to introduce the artist who is going to teach you how to make a kite.
This is a fantastic project because you do something with your hand and you put it on the sky.
And there's more to expect. The blue light installation on Giralda, the first to be unveiled. The city mayor excited about it.
The Blue Night installation is a wonderful exhibit that people will enjoy in Giralda. In Giralda, it's a pedestrian street. We've had the umbrellas, we've had the words, the phrases, and now this Blue Night is going to be spectacular for people to enjoy.
Illuminate Coral Gables is outdoors only. They promise a free, pandemic-friendly experience.
I'm committed to bringing the experience and wisdom that I have, working with Diaspora Vibe Cultural Arts Incubator, working with Caribbean artists in diaspora, Black and brown bodies, and bodies that have been accidentally ignored.
It'll run from now until March 14th.
You can get more information on our website. I'm Stephanie Bertini, NBC6 News.
Looks exciting.
Can't wait to go.
We'll be right back.
I'm Aaron Ekblad of the Florida Panthers. Here's tonight's NBC primetime lineup.
Every year, right around Valentine's Day, Miami International Airport receives roughly 240,000 tons of flowers. Well, agriculture specialists are then asked to inspect the flowers for harmful pests. Officials say last year, MIA received 89% of all U.S. flowers imported by air. That's roughly $1.1 billion, and the same amount is expected this year. And in celebration of Black History Month, there was the official launch of the South Florida Black Prosperity Alliance. That's a tri-county effort to address issues impacting the overall prosperity of the Black community.
Black communities is what matter, and Black business matters 365 days a year, not just 28 days in February.
The Alliance is a collective of business leaders, community organizations, and faith-based organizations that will work with the community to create social and economic pathways for Black people in Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach County.
Well, the Florida Panthers are white hot to start off the season, and tonight they welcome the reigning Stanley Cup champions, the Tampa Bay Lightning. Here's NBC6's Jorge Andres with a preview.
I'm Jorge Andres. The Florida Panthers getting ready to take on the defending Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning. They're just 3 points back in that Central Division. I'm joined by Sean Thornton. Sean, a great game coming up in just minutes. What can we expect?
Two fast-paced teams. I mean, Tampa's had a lot of success over the last few years. It's a team we've been chasing. We're 3 points behind them with a couple games at hand. So who knows what the ramifications are going to be at the end of the year from these games at the start. So we're excited for it.
It's a 3-game series, 2 at home and 1 in Tampa. On Saturday, we're going to have a little retro look. Quickly tell us about it.
Yeah, so we partnered with the league and Adidas 2.5 years ago, actually, this started, that we developed this project. And across the league, every team has a reverse retro this year. They're going out all at the same time from now until March. So this is ours. It's an ode to the throwback of the Stanley Cup Finals team back in the day, and bringing a little history and hopefully some good luck for the Panthers.
All right, the Panthers, they're set to take on the Tampa Bay Lightning in just minutes. We'll have full reaction and full highlights at 11.
All right, way to go, Panthers.
That's right. We'll be right back. Broward County officials say they want to open vaccination sites in cities that don't have one. They also say they will not close beaches during spring break like they did last year, but police patrols and code enforcement will be stepped up in the coming weeks. Leaders are hoping a curfew won't be necessary.
Police in Homestead in Florida City are investigating a shooting and armed carjacking that ended in a crash. 2 people were hurt, including the suspect. The suspect reportedly shot at the carjacking victim but missed.
A construction worker is dead after a beam fell on top of him in Oakland Park today. Investigators say the man was welding the beam at a business when it somehow became dislodged and fell on him. His identity has not been released.
Well, that'll do it for the NBC6 News at 6.
But coming up on NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt, a look inside the IRS crime lab where work is happening to find tax cheats.
That's next. We'll see you back here at 7 o'clock, and Jackie and I will see you back here tonight at 11.
Tonight, the dramatic final hours as Democrats drive home their case in Donald Trump's impeachment trial. House prosecutors arguing the rioters who stormed the Capitol were following orders directly from former President Trump and that he showed zero remorse. The danger they say he still represents. President Biden on that never-before-seen video from the attack to our Kristen Welker. Does he think it swayed Republicans? Plus, previewing Trump's defense. The COVID vaccine shortages, Biden announcing the U.S. has secured another 200 million doses, but leaving the timeline murky, saying not everyone will be vaccinated by the end of summer. And we're helping you plan your vaccine, our new interactive tool. The deadly 100-car pileup on an icy Texas highway. A FedEx truck rolling over vehicles, slamming into another semi. The scene a mile long. The race to rescue those trapped in freezing temperatures. Our exclusive, the first cameras ever allowed inside the IRS Forensics Crime Lab, chasing violators who cost taxpayers billions. The fearless mom tackling a suspect to protect her daughter. And the cure for the winter doldrums, a world of color bringing masterpieces to life.
This is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Good evening, everyone. In the trial of Donald Trump, House prosecutors today offered a picture of a president who not only incited the deadly attack on the Capitol, but failed to use his power to stop it and showed no remorse.